Hello everybody, I'm going to be doing a quick little video on VSM, the vendor ship module, for those of you that know what that is. And I'm going to be comparing it to the new 4E, however you pronounce it, WMS version, and showing you the difference. So right now I'm just going to walk you through a process that I normally do. All the screens are up, and this is sort of how fast things work. Now on the screen that you're not seeing to the left of me is the contract, and I'm literally going to do this on the one screen like we normally do. So what I'm doing is, which you can't see right there at the top, I have the contract number right there. And the way I would search it in the old system, so this is me walking it through on the old system, and just so you can see the time down here in the corner of the screen is 3:22 p.m. here in Texas time. So I'm going to walk it, talk it, and we'll see how long it takes for this to get done. Okay, so I'll go over to the screen, the vendor ship module. I'm going to accept. I'm already set to be in here. Now this comes up and it defaults me into origin, but this is what the screen typically looks like. I switch it to destination. All my contracts load. I'm going to do just a control find, control F, and put in the back 4. That's how I can quickly find this. Forget all this filter stuff that everybody wants to jump around with. I'm going to click on this item, and I'm going to click. This is not a tutorial for how it works. This is just, or what you should do. This is just a tutorial on how this is working now and how fast this old system is compared to the new one. Okay, so right here we're already in where you put in your weights and dims. So I'm going to come over here. I only have one item. It weighs 1 pound. This is the weights and dims. That's how that goes. This is my reference number. Now, because I'm not sure exactly where this is going, because I have 2 different places that I'm shipping it to, and I'm waiting to see for the next page where it's going, I was always told, select unknown. I'm going to hit submit. When I hit submit, now I have my shipping control number, which is important. I need to take that, post that on my other screen so I can see that for later. Now, this is sort of what you would call the print preview phase. I still need to select submit down at the bottom, but this is confirming where VSM is wanting me to ship this comparatively to where the order tells me to ship it, and the order on page 2 specifically tells me not to ship it to New Cumberland. The order specifically tells me to ship it here. So this is where these 2 systems should be on top of each other and know where this is going, but they don't. So I'm going to ship it to where I'm told to ship it. Otherwise, somebody's going to yell at me. And I don't need that, because if you don't ship it to the right place, then they don't do a proof of delivery and you have a problem. So next thing I'm going to do right quick is I'm going to ship FedEx. So I'll go to my FedEx account. Hopefully this is all logged in properly so I can process and ship. We'll see. Probably not, but this is the time it takes to do this stuff. Again, we're just going through how long does it take me to actually process an order right now. So I need to have this up, because otherwise, depending on where, I could be using UPS. Depends on where this thing is actually going. So apparently I need to reset a form. Hey, but you know what happens every time you log in to a new place? This is what happens to you. Okay. I'm not worrying about LTL. I'm just sitting here going, okay. I'm trying to process a regular ship. This is the stuff you run into every time you log into a site. You don't know where it's hanging up or having a problem. Alright, so I have this set up as MAB, and this is, I think, going north because it's going to Baltimore. NAB, I'm going to double check this address in a minute. And the address does match what the contract told me to. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to come down here. I know this weighs 1 pound. I'm going to get my information put in here right quick. And for those of you that think you're being sneaky, I don't care if you see this. I'm showing the process. You want to get all anxious about what the cost of shipping is or whatnot, that's not the point of this video. This is all for training, trying to show how this works. Now, you got to get this tracking number for the client, otherwise they have an issue. They don't read any of this stuff anyway, but they tell you you need to send it to them, so whatever. These are the requirements for FedEx. So I'm putting that in place, and I'm going to go here and double check. I'm going to get rid of this because they don't need that. This is the only place that needs it. I'm going to come in here. I need to copy this information down for my records. So when I go through and verify what does it cost me to ship this item, the salesman can get the proper payment for what they do. Plus, if I need to go back and double check it later, I have the information. Okay, so you have to do all this before you can finish the label in VSM. I know this is taking you through a process, however, so far this is where we are. Okay, so boom. Now we finally have the tracking number. And I always print these PDF files so we can keep them later if I have to prove anything to anybody. You know how that works. You always got to prove something to somebody. So I come down here, copy this. I'm going to download this. Call it my transaction history. And I'm going to come back over to FedEx. I'm going to copy the tracking number right there. Now I'm going to come back over to here, and guess what? I'm going to put my tracking information in, paste that. Now I'm going to click submit. Now guess what? The labels automatically populate. The little window is spinning. Boom. I have a carton ID label, I have the packing slip, and I have the MSL. Okay, now before I do anything else, there's one more thing that I have to do. I go back to this screen, I click on print the DD250. There's the thing that's ready to go. All these others are done. I just grab this first one, go through the process, click review because this is what you have to fill in. Now, as you can see, it's telling me the asterisk items I need to fill in. Well, guess what? This information is not needed because it's already filled in via the contract. So all I have to do is put my shipper number, put my invoice number, click down to today's date because that's all that is needed. Everything else is auto filled in from the contract. I click submit. Yes, I want to process that. Boom, the page comes up. I'm good to go. I'm going to print a copy over across the way. Then I'm going to save this, download this right quick. That is what I know is going to be good to go. Now I come back over here and I'm going to click on, there's my carton ID. Download that. Save it. So I don't have to go back. Here's my packing slip. Save it. There's my MSL. Save it. Alright, so that's now all waiting on the server for it to update and make sure it gets where it needs to be. I'm going to leave all that where it is. Now the server's doing a quick refresh. And yeah, what are we from 30 from our time? What are we sitting on? Getting close to 8 minutes, something like that. Still waiting. I know the server has to make sure it gets everything there. So you know, you guys are on a server and you know everything wants to throw up on you right quick. Sometimes it doesn't want to see. So there's my 3 items that I needed. I'm going to click them up and I'm going to move them over so you can see the next things that I do, because I crop them down so they can go on a 4x6 thermal printer label for FedEx. So I'm going to crop this right quick so it can be printed without a problem. Save it, print, select my printer, which is no big deal, but I'll move it over again so you guys can see what printer I'm selecting. And you're going to hear the printer off behind me. I'm going to print this one. I crop it, select it, print it. There's my packing slip. Now again, so it can be the same size. I don't do this on 8.5 by 11. You can see what it looks like. Good to go. Now I just come back up here and I'm going to reprint those. Just like normal, this is basic Windows stuff. No big deal. And then I'm going to show you what the labels look like once the final one prints out over here for me. Okay, so here's my label. There's the MSL label. There's the carton ID label. There's my packing slip. Now I got 2 copies, one to go with the item, one to go on the outside of the box, and then I'll have a copy of my DD Form 250 that'll go on the outside of the shipping box, and that's how that rolls. So now we're looking at the time, 33. I guess it's talking about like 10 minutes. This video's been like 12, me taking some time. So there you go. We've been doing 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Thank you.